All right, hey, in other 1980s news, Quantum Leap's new crew would love to get Sam Beckett back home. All right. So the reboot of NBC's Quantum Leap premiered last week. Did you guys check it out?
Yes.
Yes.
You did? Okay.
Yes, I
No
did.
spoilers. We won't spoil anything.
No spoilers.
I guess, what did you think? That's just an opinion of, what did you think about it?
I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
I found it entertaining. Of course, Ernie Hudson's in it, so, right there.
Don't hurt.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Forget what compliment you gave him when we talked to him, Kat. What was it?
You forget the compliment?
Yeah. I don't remember what you said.
You don't?
No, what was it?
Oh.
I can't remember.
I was riffing off of the movie, and I said he brought the sex appeal.
Oh, right. Sex
Yes.
appeal. That's right. You said he had sex appeal. Okay, I don't remember.
Yes.
You're not wrong. He's a good-looking man. Ernie is. Yep.
Right on.
I never watched the original Quantum Leap very much. I sampled it.
Okay.
I saw bits and pieces of it, but guess I wasn't really interested in this. Not a reboot, continuation, sequel, follow-up, whatever. But saw the trailer, thought it looked really good. Watched the first episode. I'm in. I had a lot of fun with it. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting.
I would say,
and the way they connected it to the regular one in so many little ways. Many I missed, I'm sure, because I wasn't a regular watcher, but we talked about it before. Don't throw away what you had. If it was great, build on it. And they're doing that here.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I was going to say, oh, good, Kat. Good.
I was just going to say, pretty recently I watched the first maybe 4 episodes of the original Quantum Leap.
The Scott Bakula one, sure.
Yes. And so I was able to have it kind of fresh in my mind.
Yep.
And they're different, both very enjoyable. So I have no
it's
problem
funny.
with
You're in a better position to I guess correct me. Or you're in a good position to correct me, because my thought was when John said he hadn't seen the original, I thought if you watched it on Monday when it came out, you did. Because there was so much of it that I felt like I was watching a show from the 1980s.
Really? So you were a big fan of the original?
I watched all the original.
Right. Different frame, okay.
It's not entirely a compliment. It felt a little dated to me.
Kind of retready.
Yeah.
Now, see, I wouldn't feel that because I didn't see it and didn't get my fill already. Huh.
I mean, there was enough little changes that, made it interesting, and there's some other critiques I have about sort of of the story, but I won't, we'd have to get into spoilers. But even some of the effects to me looked like straight out of the 80s.
Yeah.
So when they're
It's
driving
the same
car,
formula,
it's really
though.
bad.
It's the super same formula. Yeah.
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 Did you catch? There's one glaring bug, not a spoiler, at the very beginning. It's so the conceit of how he's jumping into somebody, and when he looks in a mirror, his reflection.
Yes,
is
I know
what
what
body
you
he's
said.
in.
I know what you said.
So he's in a van. He looks
Yes.
in the side mirror, and he sees what he looks like. Oh, I'm this guy. He got out of the van. The side of the van is shiny. It looks like him.
Yeah, I thought that too. Yes.
I didn't notice
And
that.
that's the only reflection. And now I'm looking for reflections everywhere to see if they screwed it up. That was the only one I saw, but that was so early. And they had just shown how it's supposed to work. And then you see the reflection is him. And I'm like, oh, come on.
Oh,
Maybe in the age of streaming, they'll fix that in post.
Yes.
That's my hope.
Probably.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the soundtrack.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice the
Oh,
soundtrack.
but you know what's funny is we did that show, Is This 80s Authentic? When he's in the 80s, it's like, and maybe because we're not in the 80s or we lived in the 80s,
Yeah.
like they have to do things in these shows to let the kids know, I guess. It's the 1980s.
Oh,
where a guy
you
walks
mean the
by with a...
soundtrack, the 80s music that played around it. I got
Yes.
it. I thought you meant like the score of the show.
Oh.
The guy walking down the street with not only a loud shirt, but also a Walkman. And he's operating his Walkman while he's with somebody, talking to somebody. Like,
And the next guy had a boombox. So we're like, anything else? Anything else? Check. They're playing
the
80s
third guy was
bingo.
doing a Rubik's Cube. I mean, where'd they go here?
They hit on them all the tropes. You got them.
So among the many new faces, there's one that's already familiar to the show. Well, sort of. Because while the new series continues the original, which ran from 89 to 93, the cast is filled with actors that were so young that at best, they were in diapers during the first run. I looked up all these guys. Seriously, one of them wasn't even born yet. The star of the show was maybe 2, but that's fine.
Yes.
But anyway, that's except for Ernie Hudson, who Kat mentioned, because he plays Herbert Magic Williams, who heads up the renewed project in hopes of understanding the mysteries behind the machine. As it turns out, however, Williams is a veteran of the failed time experiment.
And that is amazing.
Yeah.
I was blown away when I saw this
back,
fact.
right?
Oh my goodness!
Like, I don't think
it's
they
so
revealed that in the first episode, right?
No, they're not.
No.
If you knew the show,
Yeah.
you would know. If you were a religiously
Right.
follower, because you recognize the name, maybe. But they didn't like beat you over the head with this, and they're kind of going to slow burn it.
Yeah,
I don't want to steal your thunder. Finish.
Yeah, no,
tell the
no,
rest
no.
of it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Super cool. He's
Yeah,
from
well-
season 3, I think.
Yep.
That character. Is that right?
That's right. Yep, that
Yeah.
character that Ernie Hudson plays originally appeared in season 3 when he was a soldier in Vietnam. When Sam Beckett, played by Scott Bakula, leaps into his body. At that time,
Mind blown. That's so cool. I'm getting
at
chills.
that time,
That's
Christopher Kirby
awesome.
played the role. Who's still an active performer, but
cool.
not old enough to play someone who is in 2022 a Vietnam veteran.
Sure.
But in addition to that, and I guess supporting that is, according to Hudson, in addition to running the rebooted operation, quote, one of the things that was really important to Magic, his character, was Sam. He never made it back. He would love to get him back, end quote. Whether Sam Beckett will actually appear in the show, nobody knows. But we do know that they've offered or invited Scott Bakula to reprise his role.
I wonder if we'll get to find out what his experience was like
We've
when
got to.
Sam jumps
Yes.
into him, right?
We've got to.
So
Well-
wouldn't it be cool to learn what was he up to? Where was he hanging
Well,
out?
we kind of know, right? They were in like a
Kinda.
waiting
Yes.
room of sorts.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we've seen other people when Sam is in them. It sounds lecherous. When Sam was in them in the past or wherever, that we have seen some characters, not Magic, but
Yeah.
we have seen some people
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the waiting room. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is just a phenomenal way. Sometimes I'm like, put me in the writers room. You guys don't know what you're doing. These guys, they found a wonderful way to connect
Yeah.
like viscerally back. Like this guy's not just
Mm-hmm.
interested in the Quantum Leap project. He was directly impacted by it. He was leapt into. He knows he was Sam Beckett for a short time.
Yeah.
So he's super invested. It's
Yep.
it's the way to treat these old franchises, these old
Mm-hmm.
properties. And
Mhm.
that's probably what made me love it twice as much as I did when I watched it, when I learned that this character is already part of the mythology. So cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that link. That's really cool.
Yeah, and you think the stakes for him are, the approval of his military bosses over at the Pentagon.
Right.
But maybe more than that even is him saving this guy who saved him.
Yep.
And maybe none of them actually know. Because how would they? I guess they would know. Like Ziggy would know and Al would know. But we don't know if the
But you'd have
the
to
Pentagon
ask,
knows.
right? You'd have to know to ask the question. You have to be going through a list of everyone who was ever a jump recipient or whatever they're called. But yeah, super cool.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. So check out that. I'm going to certainly hang with it and see how, because then,
Yes.
in addition to that sort of angle that they hold back in the first episode, they don't reveal that. But it's you could find it out as we did. There's a number of other secrets at play that I was surprised that they sort of wove into the story. I guess over the course of this season we'll find out.
Right. Or even the origin of this series is not straightforward. There's a mystery person we don't know about.
Right.
There's a why did he leap? Because it was not
Yeah.
planned. And there's a twist later that I won't even tell you about that is
Right.
totally against the plan. It's there's enough in it to keep me watching. You're right, Will. I agree.